You know, Mike Elko got Duke to overachieve in 2 seasons. Now he's trying to do the same at Texas A&M, a whole new level in the SEC, of course. After a loss to Notre Dame in the opener last season, the Aggies rattled off 7 straight wins, but they won only 1 more the rest of the way. A mixed bag in Elko's first season, but now, of course, expectations are on the rise there at Texas A&M. We are fortunate to be joined by Aggies head coach Mike Elko right now here on SportsCenter. Coach, thank you so much for being with us. First of all, before we dive into your team, which of course we're going to do here momentarily, this offseason, I know you took time to see your oldest son Michael play for Richmond. He's an infielder, just finished his junior year. So are you more nervous to watch him play or coach in front of thousands of people on national television?
Way more nervous when you watch your children play. I think over the years, both my boys have played a lot of sporting events, and you get way more nervous with things that you can't control. At least when you're involved in coaching football, you can figure out a way to make some things happen.
No, I have a 4- and 2-year-old, and that hits home.
You got good video.
Right? Look at that. I get nervous like watching them ride their scooter down the street, so I can totally understand that. Now we will focus in on your football team. Last year, you jump out to a 7-1 start, but then went 1-4 to close out the year. I know that's probably not the way you wanted your first year to end, but there's always a lesson in the letdown, right? How will last season improve your approach to this one?
Yeah, I think we put ourselves in a position that as a program we really hadn't been in. I think 7-1, 5-0 in the SEC, and everyone was riding high, and maybe didn't finish it the way we wanted to, obviously down the stretch. But I think you learn things in those situations. You learn what it's like to be the hunted team. You learn what it's like to be a team where everyone's going to get up to play you a little bit more. And obviously we got a lot of returners back and a lot of kids that experience that back, and I think that's going to only benefit us this year moving forward.
No doubt. Well, here's something that you can take solace in knowing. You have a fan here at ESPN, and it's not someone that's usually a fan. And he had some pointed comments about your time at Texas A&M so far. Take a listen.
I think Elko is the smartest coach I've dealt with in a long time. He's a thoughtful guy. He's always available. But none of these things have anything to do with his coaching ability.
Yeah.
But they matter.
Now listen, Paul Finebaum does not give out compliments often. I know this firsthand, okay? So what has been your intention to affect the culture there in College Station?
Yeah, I think we've tried to change a lot of things. I think we want to build a culture where our kids understand that they can grow and develop in every aspect of their life. I think we want to build a championship culture where our kids are thriving every day to get better. And I think our commitment to that process matters. And I think sometimes in this game we get ahead of ourselves and we think the X's and O's are all that matters, or game day is all that matters. But the 9-month build up to the season is so critical to what those results are going to look like. And I think we've just tried to turn our attention inward. We tried to be a little bit quieter, a little bit more focused on the things that we can control, and I think that's paying off within our building and within our program.
No doubt, and that's so awesome to hear, and I'm sure it is just radiating through the locker room as well. It's crazy to think, Coach, that college football is going to be off and running in about a month, and you get the opportunity to avenge 4 of your 5 losses from last year. Starts with the rematch against Notre Dame. You coach there. You're obviously very familiar with that program, and I know as a head coach, game 1 has got to be your focus. But is there a way to use that Notre Dame loss as motivation this year?
Yeah, I think, really all of the losses, I think, serve as motivation. I think we have lofty goals and expectations for our program. I think we've got kids that believe that we should be competing for the SEC championship and competing for the playoffs. And I think every time you come up short of that, I think that always serves as motivation. And so obviously the Notre Dame game will, but so too will the losses to the teams down the stretch. And we're excited to get back out there, get going, and play football. And you said it, we're 30 days away, and this is the time of the year where excitement's in the air and everybody's really ready to go.
Let's zoom in on your quarterback a little bit here. Marcel Reed, he took the 12th man by storm as a freshman. He was impressive, but he comes in this year now with experience and a firm grasp at QB1. Where have you seen him grow the most?
Gosh, so much. We're so excited to see what he's able to do this year. I think, he got thrust into some really tough, some really difficult situations last year. And, now he goes into this year as the clear starter. I think he did a really good job of taking the steps he needed in terms of learning the game, learning the offense, learning how to study defenses. And I think you're just going to see him be an absolute difference maker this year for the Aggies.
We're looking forward to seeing that. Let's go to the other side of the ball. Your background is coaching defense. You sent 3 stars on that side of the ball, the defensive side of the NFL. As a Bears fan, I want to really thank you for Shemar Turner. But who on your defense this year?
Yeah, he's going to be good for you guys.
I'm really looking forward to it. Who on your defense this year should we keep an eye on?
Yeah, obviously Torian York is here with us. He's a 2-time captain. He started every game for us in the middle of our defense. Will Lee is a kid who was our best cover guy last year. And then I think you're going to see a lot of guys take really big steps forward this year. I think Scooby Williams played really well last year through an injury. I think he's going to have a phenomenal year. Cassius Howell's a kid who was extremely productive for us in the bowl game, and we're expecting a really big year out of him this year. And then Bryce Anderson and Marcus Radcliffe at safety are 2 kids that we're really excited about moving forward. And so I think we're excited that we bring back 8 starters. We're excited with the direction that group is headed. And, obviously we have a reputation at Texas A&M of playing really good defense, and certainly look forward to fulfilling that this year.
You mentioned bringing back 8 starters. The Aggies returned 74% of their roster on defense, so that unit is sure to be a force. I mentioned the past defensive stars. Look, there's conflicting reports on whether Shemar Stewart has been working out in College Station or not. I'm just wondering if you've seen him.
Yeah, so good to address that. Shemar Stewart's back with us, working out, getting ready to go to Cincinnati to play in the NFL. It's amazing maybe what can get created on social media these days, but there's no intentions of Shemar to play for the Aggies this year. But Shemar has been around. I think he's very comfortable in our program, really likes the things we do training-wise, and so he's been training, getting ready for his season this year with the Bengals, and we wish him the best.
Listen, I think fans in Cincinnati heard you say that and probably took a big sigh of relief. So thank you for putting them at ease, as well as I'm sure Aggies fans as well who are juiced for the season. Coach Mike Elko, we really appreciate the time. Enjoy the rest of media days there in Atlanta.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and obviously great to be back in the football mode. Thanks, and Gig 'em.